Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Hope you are logged in. All right. Good morning. Give a nice big smile. Yeah, it's afternoon almost. Never mind. Good morning, good afternoon. Like Yama said, good evening. Everything. Okay. Give a nice big smile. Let's see. We start our class with a nice big smile. God bless you all. Stay happy. Stay healthy. Stay at home. Help the police, law and order situation people to help us. We are doing fantastically good considering that there are very few COVID cases. There should have been none actually, considering the efforts that the government has taken. There should have been none. But there are a few cases. Yeah, yes, Arun, good morning. Stay online. I'm starting the class. Right? So, shall we start, juniors? Shall we start the class? Okay. Now, I have taught you yesterday assignment model. An assignment model is used when you have to, practically I'll tell you, when you have different machines and different operators, and each operator uses a different amount of time for each machine, meaning every operator can use every machine. Please remember, every operator can use every machine, but each operator has a different constraint. Someone can use, say, if there are five operators, we'll call them operator 1, 2, 3, and there are five machines. Operator 1 uses machine A for 5 minutes. Operator 2 may use the same machine for only 3 minutes to do the same job, and another operator 3 may use 10 minutes depending on its capacity. You understand? I'll repeat. Different operators work on the same machine for the same job in different time limits according to their capacities. All right. Now, in assignment problem, every operator has to be occupied, right? You cannot have idle people sitting idle. So every operator has to be given any one machine. So in this, you'll find that M is equal to N or row is equal to column. How many operators are there? So many machines will be there. Do you understand? If there are five operators, there are five machines because you have to allot them to the machines, right? But as I said, in transportation, here also there are three issues. There are operators, and there are machines, and whatever numbers are given in the cells is the time given for each operator to work on that machine. Now, we call so far whatever problems we have done are called minimization problems. Now you'll say, ma'am, why didn't you explain it before? Yes, it's my mistake. I did not explain it before. I'm explaining it now. Also, it makes more sense to you when I explain it now. Like you have already done a problem and you know R is equal to C, row is equal to column. Why? Operators is equal to the number of machines. All right. Every operator has to work on one machine. But what we try to do is, like in transportation, in each cell there was a number. In the transportation problem, this number meant the cost involved. Here, this number means the time that each one takes, which means here we our problem essentially is a minimization problem. And what does it mean? It means that you have to allot according to the operator and try to make the total time used minimum. Is that understood? Like in transportation, you found the minimum cost, right? Minimum cost involved. In assignment, you try to find out the minimum time required if all the operators are working on all the machines, I mean, all the operators are occupied, each one working on one machine. It doesn't mean all the operators on all machines. Sorry, that's not a correct thing to say. All the operators are occupied on any one machine. All right. All the machines also have to be occupied. All the operators also have to be occupied. Do you understand? So far we have been doing what we call minimization problem, meaning minimization means the minimum time involved we have to see. All right? Okay. Class, as you have rightly this thing, yeah, don't message me during my presentation. It distracts me. After my presentation, you can say what you want. All right? Unless there is, as I do a problem, if there is a mistake, if I've committed a mistake, you can immediately ping me. All right? Otherwise, don't message me during the class. Okay? I know you all love me. I love you all too. Okay? And we are all happy, cheerful people doing the best to adapt to the lockdown situation. Okay? Yes. Yeah. Afterwards, you can give me as many messages as you want. I promise you, I will read everyone. But if there is a mistake in, sometimes a book has a number printed wrong, and to double check what I have done on my paper, I just look into the book and then I make a mistake. If there is a mistake, like yesterday, one number I had done wrong. So I'm so happy that immediately you pinged me, because I'm very happy that you're following very carefully, just as if I was in front of you on the blackboard. Yeah, your board is green, isn't it? Okay, now all the jokes are over. Smile again and we'll start. So I told you, so far we've been doing minimization problems. Now we have to do the maximization problems. Okay, how do we do the maximization problems? Here you have to do the profit. Now in the cells, the profit is given instead of the time. The profit is given, and you're expected to get the maximum profit. Like there are machines. Now in the problem that I'm given, there are machines and there are jobs. So if you take one machine on a particular one each job on a particular machine, then what you have to do is, whatever is the profit by doing that job on that machine is given. Now please understand, once again, jobs are given and the machines are given. Now, the what number you get in the cell denotes the profit you get by doing that job on that machine. So, what your interest would be to get the highest profit. All right. So, already take your pens and we will start. Write down. 5 jobs are to be processed on 5 machines that are available. 5 jobs are to be processed on 5 machines that are available. Any machine, 5 jobs are available on 5 machines that are available. Any machine can process any job. Any machine can process any job with the profits given as below. I repeat from the beginning. 5 jobs are to be processed and 5 machines on 5 machines that are available. All right. So you know there are 5 jobs and 5 machines. R is equal to C is equal to 5. Okay. Any machine can process any job with the profit as follows. Any machine can process any job with the profit as follows. Now, guys, all of us will start ruling. You, since there are 5 5 columns. Sorry, there are 5 machines and 5 jobs. You have to have 6 columns. So start ruling. The first column heading is job, and we will call the jobs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in a column, first column you write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done? Now, next column heading will be A. These will be machines. Okay? Machine A. You call it MA, MB, MC, MD, and finally ME. Please rule. I'm writing really small so that I can show you. When I do it big, it's difficult for me to show you. Alright? Under machine A or column A, MA, write 32, 40, 41, 22, 29. Now, yeah, Yashaswini, happy morning to you too. Now, class, remember, we are we in this problem, we need to find out the largest number or the highest profit. That is why, as you write, you please note that the highest number in this column is 41. Next column, MB, 38, 24, 27, 38, 33. I repeat, 38, 24, 27, 38 and 33. Now please remember, class, there is a number 41 which is highest, and this does not exceed 41. MC, 40, 28, 33, 41, 40. So 41 is still the largest number. MD, 28, 21, 30, 36, 35. 41 is still the largest number. Next one, ME, 40, 36, 37, 36, 39. Okay, here we go. Please see. If you have missed any one number, please see this. All finished? Okay. Now you have to write below this one sentence. Write it like this. What is the maximum profit? What is the maximum profit that may be expected? What is the maximum profit that may be expected if an optimum assignment is made? What is the maximum profit that may be expected if an optimum assignment is made? I repeat, what is the maximum profit that may be expected if an optimum assignment is made? Now see, class, the first step is we have to convert the maximization problem. This is a maximization problem, meaning they want the maximum. All right. and what is there in the cells is the profit. So we have to convert the maximization problem into a minimization problem. How do we convert this? All right. Every number in the cells has to be minused from the largest number. If it is negative, you do not worry about it. Make the number absolute values. All right. So every number has to be minused from the highest number. The highest number, as we have seen, is 41. Now we have to convert it into another matrix. That is why you rule again job, first column, job 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Finished? Now rule for MA, MB, MC, MD, and ME. Okay. I'm just ruling the rows. Hold on a second. Now, what's the largest number, guys? 41. Let's go column wise. All right? Column wise. Set is too much. Don't worry. Right? I don't have AC in my kitchen. Not that I have AC in all my house, only in my bedroom I have. Okay, the fan is a little noisy. Don't worry, I'm fine. Yeah, thanks for your concern, guys. Yeah, now, ready? Under MA, we have 32. 32 versus 41, right there, 9. Next, 40 becomes, hold on a second, I'm in class. I'm doing, I'll get back to you later. Okay, sorry, that was an urgent call. Now listen, 9, come back class. I should not take any calls. I'll try. I forgot to mute the phone. That's why my phone doesn't come to class at all. Ready? Column 1. 32 becomes 9. 40 becomes 1. 0. 22 versus 41 is 19. 29 versus 41 is 12. So in the first column, you will get 9, 1, 0, 19, 12. Second column, 38 and 41 is 3. 24 and 41 is 17. 14, 3, 8. Then third column, 1, 13, 8, 0, 1. Next column, D, MD column, 13, 20, 11, 5, 6. Last column, 1, 5, 4, 5, 2. So this is how it will look. That was the first matrix. Now with adjustments, it will look like this. Please follow. I deducted with this is how it looks. Everybody? Now we will do the row deduction. Alright, we'll do the row deduction. In the row, what do you have to do now? Find the smallest one. Alright? In the first row, the smallest number is 1. So 8 minus 1, 9, sorry, I'm doing row 1. 9 minus 1 is 8. 3 minus 1 is 2. 1 minus 1 is 0. 13 minus 1 is 12. 1 minus 1 is 0. So you have 8, 2, 0, 12, 0. Alright? Okay, next. What is the least one here? 1 again. So you get 0, 16, 12, 19 and 4. 0, 16, 12, 19 and 4. Let's go to the next one. It is 0, so it remains the same. The least number is 0. Next column, fourth column also, the least number is 0. Whereas we have to adjust in row 5. So we will get 1 is the least number. So we'll get 11, 7, 0, 5 and 1. So our new matrix will look like this. Wait. Our new matrix will look like this. I'll read it column wise. It will look like 8, 0, 0, 19, 11, and then it will look next one 2, 16, 14, 3, 7, followed by 0, 12, 8, 0, 0, 12, 19, 11, 5, 5. E will be 0, 4, 4, 5, 1. Now, we go to column subtraction. Look at column MA. The least one is 0, so it remains untouched. Second column MB, the least one is 2, number 2. So we get 2 minus 2 is 0, 16 minus 2 is 14, 14 minus 2 is 12, 3 minus 2 is 1, 7 minus 2 is 5. So that column becomes 0, 14, 12, 1 and 5. Let's go to the third column. Third column, the least one is 0, so it remains like that. Go to the fourth column. In the fourth column, the least one is 5. So 12 minus 5 is 7. 19 minus 5 is 14. 11 minus 5 is 6. And then we get 0, 0. So the whole column MD will be 7, 14, 6, 0, 0. Alright. Last column ME, the least one is 0. So you get 0, 4, 4, 5 and 1. All ready? Shall we proceed? Now, you have to see whether you can give allotments. I don't think allotments are possible. So we go into joining the zeros. Class, we go into joining the zeros. Would you like to make a new matrix? We'll continue, right? Most of you will say no. Okay. Now look at the first row. There are 3 zeros, correct? So banta hai the line in the first row. So just rule a line across the first row, which means we are joining all the zeros. Look at the second row. There's only a single 0. We will not touch it yet unless we need to join. Look at the third row. Only a single 0. We'll leave it. Fourth row has 2 zeros, so we'll rule a line. And fifth row has 2 zeros, we will rule a line. Come to the first column. The first column, Karen, good morning. The first column, there are 2 zeros, rule a line for MA. First column, you rule a line. I think we have joined all the zeros. Check. All the zeros in first row taken care of. There's only 1 zero in second row, it is taken care of. Third row, there is a single zero, it is taken care of. Hi, Shail. Fourth row, there are 2 zeros and they are taken care of. And in the fifth row, there are 2 zeros, they are taken care of. Now we work. Please draw another matrix. Write down job and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please draw another matrix. And now we have MA to MA, MB, MC, MD, and ME. Already rule the rows also and keep ready. Ready, class? Okay. Now we'll tackle the first row. All right. We'll tackle the first. No, before that, we will look at all the uncovered numbers. The first row, there are no uncovered numbers. Come to the second row. The uncovered numbers are 14, 12, 14 and 4. The least is 4 here. Keep in mind. The third row, the uncovered numbers are 12, 8, 6 and 4. 4 is still the least. Third row and fourth row, there are no uncovered numbers. So among the uncovered numbers, the least number is 4. Are you ready? So what do we do with this 4? Come to column 1. In column 1, the first number 8 is a number at the intersection. So we have to, our rule is to add 4. The least number from uncovered numbers, this 4, we have to add to 8. So your first column, first number becomes 12. Now, all the other numbers are covered numbers. Covered numbers, we have to leave them as it is. So you'll get 12, 0. I'm talking about the first row horizontally. The first one was 12, then you have 0, again 0, then you have 7 and you have 0. Come to the second row. Come to the second row. I hope you're done. The first number is a covered number, so we leave it like that, 0. Now second number is 14, so uncovered number it is, we have to minus 4 from 14. So we get 10. 12 is an uncovered number, 12 minus 4 is 8. 14 is an uncovered number, 14 minus 4 is 10. And the last one, 4 minus 0 is 4 minus 4 is 0. So I repeat, the second row, the numbers are 0, 10, 8, 10 and 0. Is that clear? Come to the third row. The first number 0 is a covered number. We leave it like that. So put it 0. The second number is 12. uncovered number has to be minused. So 12 minus, this is the third number, right? 12 minus 4 is 8. 8 minus 4 is 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. 4 minus 4 is 0. So the third row we get these numbers 0, 8, then wait, once again, 0, 8, 4, 2 and 0. I'll repeat, 0, 8, 4, 2 and 0. Alright, come to the fourth one. The first number 19 is a intersecting at the intersection joint. So 19 plus 4 makes 23. The rest are all covered numbers, so we have to leave them as it is. 1, 0, 0 and 5. So the fourth row you get 23, 1, 0, 0 and 5. Let's come to the fifth row. In the fifth row you have all the numbers are covered, but the first one is at the intersection, and the first one is 11. 11 plus 4 is 15. The remaining numbers remain as it is. 5, 0, 0 and the last number being 1. I'll show you what, wait one second. Is it clear? Once again I'll position it properly. See all the numbers. Okay, now allotment. Yesterday some of you were worried about the allotment. Watch carefully how we will do the allotment. There is a lot of judgmental decisions to be made here. So, but we'll go into it systematically to make things simpler for you. Alright, we'll start it row wise. Now let us look at the first row. The first row has 3 zeros. Plenty of choice. Let us leave it like that. But mark that MB, MC and ME are possible. Alright. The second row has 2 zeros. MA and ME are possible. ME has 2 choices. The third row again, MA and ME are possible. So naturally you make a judgment here. If you give MA to 2, see, one of them could take MA and ME between 2 and 3, between row 2 and 3. That is natural. Then come to row 4, it goes for MD, which has not yet been given to anybody. Or it could be MC as well. Alright? Hi Pradeep. Okay. Then come to row 5, you have MC and MD. So plenty of choices. So class, now look here. I think come to row 1. MB, there are no takers at all, right? Except for row 1. MB, there are no takers at all. Do you understand? So we will allot job 1 to MB. MB has no other takers. Finished? So square it, allot it to MB. Job 1 to MB. Okay, let's come to the next one. Now, as I told you, Between 2 and 3, you have to give to MA and ME. So you can take your choice. I would like to give it to ME, job 2 to ME. Why, you may ask me? Why, ma'am, you're not giving to, why am I doing this? See, MA, we have no choice, correct? So we have to give it to MB. Now we have a choice. So we go to a original one. Go to the original one. Now you see here, I can give between, look at row 2. In row 2, MA or ME can get it. Which is the least, guys? 40 or 36? 36 is the least. In 3, I can give it to 41 or 37. And still, 36 is the least. So don't tell me 41 is greater than 40. There, it will become as if there is no choice. So the first allotment will have to go to 36 number because it is less, isn't it? As I told you, maximization has become a minimization problem. So there, go for 36. So job 2 will go to ME. Alright? Guys, my book says like that. What if we give opposite? What I would like you to do is, see, it's a maximization problem, isn't it? It becomes a minimization in the next step. What if I will give job 2 to ME? Later on, you give, it's only a matter of a small thing. I would like you to give job 2 to MA and job 3 to, now I'm giving job 3 because there is no choice now, job 3 to MA. I would like you to give, please note, job 2 to MA and job 3 to ME and find out the profit. Do you understand? Find out the profit so we can make a decisive step in our next allotment. Alright? Now I have given job 2 to ME. Alright? You and job 3 to MA. I would like you to make it vice versa and find out the right, Amrin? I would like you to do vice versa. Alright? One minute. Alright? And final, you have to find out profit in rupees. Now, next one. Come to fourth one. What shall we do? One, MA, MB, and ME are occupied. You have MC and MD. Again, here I will give job 4 to MC and job 5 to MD. I would like you to do vice versa. If you wish, I will do it myself and we can find out. But I want you to do. Let's do, okay? Now, this is my allotment. I'm not convinced about this allotment, guys. Why? You will ask me why I'm not convinced. Because when I see the amounts there in the original problem, I find that there is a difference. So what I would like now, what I have done is um, do it like this now. Do the last one. Table showing maximum profit. The first one is job A, job, and the first column is job, right? A, wait, job is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And next column you say machine. 1 has got 2, 2 has got 5. Wait, 1 has got, I'll call it B, not 2. 2 has got E, 3 has got A, 4 has got, 1 minute, 1 has got B, 2 has got E, 3 has got A, 4 has got C, and 5 has got D. B, E, A, C, D. Alright? And then you have to go into the original matrix to give the profit in rupees. Alright? B, it is 38. The first one is 38. Next one is 36. Next one is 41. Next one is again 41. Next one is 35. So 38 plus 36 plus 41 plus 41 plus 35. 8 plus 6 is 14, 14, 15, 21 to carry. 6, 8, 8 and 8 is 16, 16, 191 rupees. Yeah, total is 191 rupees. I've done it in a small thing here. See? You can see, no? Now, I'm thinking we will reallocate. Alright? The first one, I will let it be. If we allocate it to MC, what will happen? We'll try. We'll allocate it to MC. Wait. 1, 2. We will give it to MC. Why, you know? MB is 38. MC is 40 in the original. So let's try 1 to C. 2 will give to A. 3 we will give to E. 4 we will give to, look at this thing there, 41 and 35. Otherwise it is 36 and 40. Which is better? 41 plus 35 is 76. Both are 76. So last we will leave it like that. Last two. 4 will give it to C and 5 we will give it to D. See, I reallocated and will try. Now right here, job 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. Now I have reallocated 1 to C, 2 I have given A, 3 I have given E, 4 is C and last is D. Now 1 to C means 40, 2 to A means again 40, 3 to C, wait, 3 I have given to E, 37. The last is same, 41 and 35. So now I'll add and see. 7 plus 1 is 8, 8 and C. I'll repeat. I did a reallocation just to try. Alright? The reallocation means 1 to C. You can write somewhere. 1 to C, 2 to A. Please write. Make another one. Make another table showing maximum profit and write there. You can write in this thing. After that, you can do fair. 1 to C, 2 to A, 3 to E, 4 to C, and 5 to D. C and D I did not change. So the numbers you will get is 40, 40, 37, 41 and 35. Now we will add. Repeat 40, 40, 37, 41 and 35. Now we'll add. 7 and 1 is 8, 8 and 5 is 13, 13. 1 carry, 4 and 4 is 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 16, 193. I got a profit of 193, which is better. 193, isn't it? So why I did this? I did this because I watched the numbers of the first matrix and I made a decision. This one is according to the book, okay? But I took a decision and I looked at this matrix and I counted which are the bigger numbers and I did. All right. So I think if I were in class, Shilpi, Amrin, and Yashaswini, you all would have told me, ma'am, this is better. So I assume, see how in sync you are with me. So I have done this and I found that 2 rupees more. Why not? Every rupee counts. Yeah. So like this. Class, now I'll give you one problem which I want you to work out yourselves, and tomorrow I will ask you the answer, or I'll tell you the answer. But the answer may not be correct. You may get bigger answers. Right? Everybody ready? I don't think. Yes, Shilpi, wait. I'm trying to read your answers. I'm unable to go down, man. I'll check your message on my phone. Wait, hold on a second. Shilpi, can you message me on the official? Message me on the official group. I'm unable to scroll down. Message me, Shilpi, on the official group. You have something to say? Yashaswini? Yeah. Why I'm unable to scroll down? No, no, Shilpi. It's not possible to allocate. Shilpi, I got your message. It's not possible to allocate 2 jobs to machine C. No, no. Everyone has to be occupied, right? Everyone has to be occupied. What will one operator do? Isn't it? All the operators should get all the this thing. I got your message. No, please don't. Okay, one job for one person. No one can be idle, no machine can be idle, no operator can be idle, isn't it? You're paying the operators, isn't it? And you have depreciation on the machine, you have spent capital on the machine, you have depreciation, yeah, and everything, right? So you cannot allot two things to one person, 2 jobs to one person. Neither can you do the opposite. All right. No, you can't. Now, I thought I'll give you a problem, but this problem has a issue that I think I have to teach. So tomorrow I will go and teach you a problem where it is unbalanced. Like in transportation, it's an unbalanced problem. There are more machines and less operators, or there are more operators. Okay, I'll check you. I'll check. Wait, Shilpi's. 1 minute, Shilpi. Where's my phone? Yeah, I'll check. 1 minute. 1 minute. No, Ray, you cannot allocate twice, ma. No. Yes, ma, Shilpi, I got your message, but no, ma, no. Don't allocate twice. It's wrong. One person, one thing for one person. Okay. Now I have a problem here, which you have to. But if I tell you do it, it'll be difficult for you all. I think I will not give you that problem. If you don't want, I will do the problem myself tomorrow, then I can give you some assignments. Okay, now meantime you learn what I have taught you again. All right, I expect you to learn and be very very thorough with assignments. See, I to some ranks to our department. I look at that, and I want all of you to get excellent marks in OR. So go back and do your work. Make sure that you're very thorough in assignment. Okay, and then we will this thing. See, Shilpi has been very kind in messaging me. So what you can do is I'll keep the phone also. You can message me, or you can message me here, asking your doubts. Yeah. Okay. Now I think I'll close my class, guys. Now listen. Tomorrow morning also, 10 or maybe 5 or 10 minutes later, I'll come. Seniors, make a note. See, juniors now. Uh, See, juniors, seniors, all of you. Some of you, I did try Zoom yesterday, and I did try. One or two of you did come on, but then I'm finding it a little uncomfortable. I'm not totally comfortable with any other. I'm comfortable with Facebook. Yesterday, the Vice Chancellor has told us that never mind whichever platform you go on, just please conduct online classes for students. So I'm very happy to tell you that I've got Vice Chancellor's permission also to, if you want, on Facebook. So I'll continue on Facebook. In fact, some college faculty also called me up and said, "Ma'am, we are also in your classes," and I'm glad really. And many of my old students also have messaged me saying, "Ma'am, you remind us of my of classes." No, it's okay. If I can help you, keep boredom away from the lockdown times, and it will be. I'm sure I'm giving you new examples than what I taught you before. So if you want to log on, I'm very very happy. Also, I'm having messages from people who are not at all connected to our university. In fact, someone from Andhra Pradesh told me, "I'm from Andhra Pradesh, ma'am. If my classes are useful for you, why not?" Yeah, I'm very happy to be of some. See, I am also like you, sitting at home. I'm feeling helpless and sad. Not sad, helpless. That given so much of emergency situation in our country, I cannot do anything for I cannot go out to prepare food and give. I live in a locality where people are quite self-sufficient. We don't have homeless people around here. So I cannot go out search for homeless people, give them food. This is beyond me. I'm not allowed to go out. And it's there are NGOs, people, plenty of people who are humanity has really come to the fore. So if I can do my little bit in this lockdown by coming on Facebook and giving the classes, which people can look at it later on also. All and students also. If you don't understand, it's a wonderful way you can go back and see. Like one of you yesterday, I was speaking to Shweta. She was saying, "I'll go back and see, ma'am. Don't worry." She told me she didn't understand. Then when I called her, she said, "Don't worry, ma'am, I'll go back and see the this thing." So okay, please go back and see and learn. Okay, if I can do my little bit to what we can do to the corona crisis now, I'm very happy to do it. And I'm very grateful to the Honorable Vice Chancellor who has given us permission to go on any platform as long as students are getting benefit out of it. It's a very noble gesture from his side. I'm very grateful. So, class, probably tomorrow onwards, other teachers also will start. But that's what I heard, and we will adjust our time accordingly. As I have already informed that 10 to 11 is senior class. You may ask me why I'm taking only one class. I'm taking every day, isn't it? That's why 2 hours every day would be too much to assimilate. Because whatever I'm doing you is extremely, so for seniors you have to think, and the juniors have to work out. So please work out. I want you to be extremely thorough with whatever I have taught you. Cooperate with me in this. Okay, that's why you. That's how you can show me that. Okay, we love you, ma'am. You say we love you, ma'am. Work out and show me that you love me. All right. Smile now, and we shall overcome. हम होंगे कामयाब. ನಾವು ಗೆದ್ದೇ ಗೆಲ್ತೀವಿ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಂತೀರಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಓಕೆ, ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ. Bye everyone. See you tomorrow at 10. Okay, I'll stick to the time because other teachers are coming on. Love you all. Bye.